Good morning, everybody. Happy December 8th. I don't know if December 8th is some kind of holiday. I do know that we've had a lot of holidays thrown at us recently. We've got a couple more to come. So, just in case, happy December 8th. Yeah, I'm being a smart aleck. I know. Sorry. All right, everybody. I haven't been on in a little while doing any video updates. We have been quite busy here in Prescott, Arizona, doing several different jobs for clients, adding in some new jobs, and then getting ready for some additional jobs. So we've been pretty busy and we've been working around the holidays, which has been interesting. But one of the things that I wanted to do, so we're going to start this up here, is I wanted to start a new small series on the different types of jobs that we are doing because they're not all the same. And when I say that to you, you really need to listen. Not all jobs are the same. Some of the jobs are going to be lower price point. Some of the jobs are going to be higher price point. Some jobs are going to require specialized software. Other jobs are just going to require a simple photo editor. There are a lot of tools that we can use to create our final presentations for our clients. But first, we need to find out what it is the client's trying to achieve, and can we, with what we're working with today, be able to help them achieve their end goals, or are they going to need to do something else? Now, I've watched a lot of different video channels out there on YouTube, folks talking about similar topics. Another great channel has to be the Flying Surveyor. Been enjoying his work greatly. And he's pointed out that you don't have to have the highest end brand name drone to do your work with. And, don't go out and get those things until they're actually a necessity. But if you can, handle the job today with the gear that you have today. In our case, we actually don't have a ton of drones compared to other medium-sized flight groups that do construction progression reporting like us. So we've got our Mavic 3 Enterprise, we've got a couple of Mavic 2 Pros, and old DJI Phantom 4 Pro, and then a Avata that gets used rarely. So today, I wanted to talk about one of the projects that, if you are a regular here, you've seen this. Well, most likely you've seen this, but this is one of our job sites that we have been working on since October of 2022. 2022. Yeah, we've been working on this one for a while. Basically 3 years on the project, and the project is just about done. Every 2 weeks, we've gone out to the project site to gather data. So we have gotten videos. We have gotten one-dimensional photos that get wrapped into an orthomosaic, so we can do 2D and 3D models. We have that modeling software. We have the still photo software. We have video editing software. Notice all these things that I just said, a bunch of them aren't drones. It's not the physical drones. So when we're talking about putting together a presentation for the folks at the Solstice Project, the pages normally look very similar to this. So we've got a headline for it, our date, our explanation of what the pages are about. Now, this particular presentation is geared more toward investors who want to invest in the overall project. That's what this has been used for years, and we've helped bring investors in with the types of projects that we've been doing. So, first thing that we put up, because the investors and the folks who are behind this build really do enjoy the time-lapse videos. So over time, we are repeating videos to show the changes that have happened on the job site. You'll notice that we have not just one, but we actually have two different videos for two different locations within the project. Below that, we actually have before and after orthomosaic, so that we have a slider here so we can find out before and after what's happened in the past 2 weeks on the job site. And then we have a 3D site model as well. So we are using Metashape to generate the orthomosaics and the 3D models. We also can use WebODM for that as well. So that's other stuff. So here we are talking about the different software components we might need as well. And so that 3D site model, finally, we do have a still image gallery for November 15th. I'm going to be updating this today because we literally just flew this on Saturday. Today is Monday, so I need to start compiling everything, editing everything, and then finally sending a proof copy over to the client before we make this thing go live. And then after this one is done, then I will move on to our next one, which we flew yesterday, which is the Stringfield location, and specifically their Serenity phase of the Stringfield build out. So we were out there yesterday in all the dry dust, which is kind of a standard thing there. You know, there's something, if somebody could come out with some kind of anti-dust protectant for the drones while they go up in the air, because some of these locations are just super dusty. So this is looking at, our first project that we wanted to share with you. So I will say we did use a Mavic 3 Enterprise with this. When we first started this one out, we were using a Mavic 2 Pro, and it worked just fine to cover all the bases that you just saw here. So the Mavic 2 Pro is absolutely usable on this, which means some other drones out there are usable on this as well. So we used that particular drone, the Mavic 3 Enterprise. We captured everything, came back to the office, and the next step that I'm going to do off camera, because it's going to take a while, is get everything edited. So next step, I'm going to be going down and pulling up Final Cut Pro to do the video editing. I'll be using Metashape to do the 2D ortho and the 3D model, and then we'll be using Lightroom to organize and deal with our still images that Lightroom can help us with. And I'm going to go ahead and say update later, because that actually has yesterday's flights in it. So once again, today I will be compiling all of this. We did a Saturday flight, we did a Sunday flight. Oh, and some people would want to know about this. The Saturday flight was 4 hours, Sunday flight was 4 hours. And then, we're doing this every other week, and we are billing at $175 an hour for certain projects and $200 on the nose for other projects. We won't get into that right now. But in the coming weeks, you will see some of the other projects we have done or are in the middle of, and we'll talk about what things we're using in those too. You don't have to buy the newest stuff to be able to do some of these projects. So don't go out and spend your money right away until you're sure of what you need and sure that you and the client are in agreement on what's going on in this project. All right, everyone, we'll see you again in the really near future. Once again, happy December 8th. See ya.